Twin-stick shooters have been around since the Atari era, with Robotron 2084 being one of the earliest examples. It has progressed fairly continuously, although each generation has its own on different platforms. Arcade and PCs ruled for most of the 70s, 80s, and 90s until 2 analog sticks became the standard in the early 2000s, enabling home consoles an extra layer of dire precision. Finally, shooters could become what we wanted. No, not first-person shooters, that's fucking stupid. Talk about top-down shooters. The ones where you actually see shit instead of being stuck in a shitty box. However, during this time, RPG elements were quickly becoming popular due to champions of Norath butting into the scene, dragging with it a demonic host of other games such as Fallout, Brotherhood of Steel, X-Men Legends, and Gauntlet. Twin-stick shooters quickly became something of an oddity. For the most part, only shitty flash games and shithole indie titles utilized the true power of twin analog control via digital keyboard and mouse. It wasn't until Geometry Wars cut a swath of asymmetrical addiction into a player's equally unbalanced heart did twin sticks regain their glory. RPG elements faded, and while the mainstream failed to comprehend the simple bullet hell beauty of instant death, the douchebags who made Magica decided they could build the Western version of Chaos Field, minus the Gradius spaceship vibe. Thus we are presented with Helldivers. Do you know of Warhammer 40k? You know, the inspiration behind StarCraft? I remember it being called a fuckwad blend of every sci-fi trend of the 80s, which somehow was brilliantly realized into one of the most brutal and lore-ridden universes ever created. I dare say I love it more than Star Wars, but pure heresy aside, Helldivers takes a lot of inspiration from the 40k universe, with Super Earth deciding everyone around it needs to die. Like the Tyranid Zerg Swarm, the Illuminati Elder Protoss, and the heretical fuck mankind cyborgs. Beyond the humorous universe, Helldivers has a metagame which hopes to mortally wound your time. I personally find that it doesn't add long-term value to the title, but it is nice to see how events and player progression molds the Dark Age of Camelot-esque faction system. Only, well, let's save that for the mechanics. The point is, this game is pushing something sort of revolutionary at our faces every time we start it. Shit we're gonna ignore like Warcraft text until we see the quest reward pop up. But if you do actually read it, you'll find, well, an indie game's worth of lore. Nothing huge or amazing, just the usual Orwellian take on society. Who's the real bad guy? You! Especially when your drop pod lands on my fucking friend before the game begins. Thanks, asshole. So the game revolves around a few simple mechanics. You take a twin-stick shooter, add a COD-style health meter, some limited ammo, roving patrols, and the ability to call down death satellites of incidental murder. Bam! You got Helldivers. It's a solid game that doesn't feel like it's too hard, but rather that you suck too much. And your friends. You need better friends that don't suck. You can upgrade stuff with research items you find littered around the randomly generated stage, and conflict with the enemy faction only destroys your resources, but nothing makes you feel fuck awesome, except for the skill of yourself and your allies. Often I find myself upgrading a weapon, and because I don't scavenge every map for glittery shit, I find that I have to use that one upgraded item, or I just feel punished. Regardless, none of the upgrades feel wasted, except for those of the starting weapons, which makes you question what choice is the right choice or not. And never does every gun feel unique. I wrote that wrong in the script. And every gun feels unique. Not every gun feels unique. Yeah. I basically listen for a metallic chink of the last few bullets, and then I reload. And most importantly, the mechanics never enter a zen state of awesomeness, where games such as Killing Floor and, The Suffering on PS2, they have this Mobius of pure orgasm that you reach despite all the odds. Helldivers has this sludge of getting up, running a little bit, falling down, crawling and running, and all the way until you can reload your shitty gun or just run away completely. While I'm definitely not looking for an easy game, the slog of rapid tapping X to not die, mixed with the horror of having some bug creature missing you because it can't hit a moving target until you pause to stand up, it just really adds up. And unfortunately, the metagame isn't as enthralling as one may hope. The only reason I'd give $20 for this game is as an extra $5 donation for a $5 to $10 game itself. Multiplayer is fun, and so is the cross-play with the PS bullshit, but the entire experience doesn't feel $20 worth. But maybe I'm just a cheapskate. That being said, I'm Nojesung. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great rest of your day. Really bad at beatboxing. You should turn this off now. Oh! Like and subscribe.